Nestled deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains lies the town of Whispering Pines, a place untouched by time and modernity. Enshrouded by dense forests and cloaked in perpetual twilight, the town seemed perpetually on the edge of night. Generations of families had lived and died there, their lives intertwined with the haunting legends that swirled through the misty pines. Welcome, brave souls, to Nightmare for Giggles, where bedtime stories take a dark and twisted turn. Gather round and let your imagination wander. Are you ready to giggle with fear? Subscribe now if you dare. Let us continue. The most feared tale was that of the Whispering Pines Witch, a malevolent spirit that was said to curse anyone who ventured too deep into the forest after dark. The legend dated back to the 17th century when a woman named Eliza Whitmore was accused of witchcraft by the townsfolk. She was a healer, known for her knowledge of herbs and remedies. But when a mysterious plague struck the town, fingers pointed at her. Desperation and fear led the villagers to a dark decision. Eliza was to be executed to lift the curse they believed she had cast. On a stormy night, they dragged her to the heart of the forest and tied her to an ancient pine tree, one that was said to have grown from the remains of a sacrificial altar used by the native tribes. As lightning split the sky, they set the tree ablaze. Eliza's screams echoed through the woods, a sound so harrowing that it was said to have driven some of the villagers mad. Her dying breath was a curse upon the town, promising that she would return to exact vengeance on those who wronged her. The townspeople who had participated in Eliza's execution were never seen again. Some claimed they had fled out of guilt, while others whispered that the forest had claimed them. Over time, the tale of Eliza Whitmore became a cautionary story told to keep children from wandering too far. But as the years passed, sightings of a ghostly figure among the trees rekindled the fear. In the present day, the legend of the Whispering Pines Witch had faded into the background of modern life. Yet every year the town held a festival to honor the memory of those who had disappeared, as if to placate the restless spirit of Eliza Whitmore. The festival was a macabre celebration, with bonfires, shadowy figures, and eerie tales recounted around the flames. Sarah, a young woman who had recently moved to Whispering Pines, was skeptical of the old legends. A writer by profession, she found the stories intriguing and decided to explore the woods to gather material for a new book. The locals warned her against it, but Sarah's curiosity got the better of her. On a crisp autumn evening, Sarah ventured into the forest with her camera and notebook, determined to capture the essence of the haunted woods. As she walked deeper into the forest, the air grew colder and the shadows longer. The whispering of the pines seemed to form words, a language she couldn't understand but felt drawn to. She stumbled upon the ancient pine tree where Eliza Whitmore had met her fiery end. The tree, scarred and blackened, stood out starkly against the surrounding greenery. As Sarah approached, she felt an unnatural chill envelop her. Her breath misted in the air, and she could hear a faint whisper, like a voice carried on the wind. Ignoring the growing sense of dread, Sarah took photographs and scribbled notes. Suddenly, the whispers grew louder, more insistent, and the temperature plummeted further. She turned to leave, but found her path blocked by an unseen force. Panic set in as she realized she was not alone. The shadows around her seemed to coalesce into a figure, a woman with eyes that glowed like embers and a presence that exuded pure malevolence. It was Eliza Whitmore, or what remained of her. The witch's spirit had been awakened by Sarah's intrusion. Eliza's voice echoed in Sarah's mind, a chorus of anger and sorrow. The curse had lain dormant, waiting for someone foolish enough to awaken it. "Why have you come here?" Eliza's voice was a ghostly whisper, yet filled with rage. I didn't mean any harm," Sarah stammered, her voice trembling. Eliza's eyes burned brighter. "You seek to exploit my suffering for your gain, just as they did. You shall pay the price." Sarah felt an icy grip around her throat, the air squeezing out of her lungs. Desperately, she tried to free herself, but the spectral hands were relentless. As consciousness began to fade, Sarah managed to pull a small vial of holy water from her pocket, a gift from an elderly neighbor who believed in the old ways. She smashed the vial against the tree, and the liquid sizzled on the bark. Eliza's grip loosened, and she let out a blood-curdling scream. The forest seemed to tremble as the witch's form dissipated into the night. Gasping for breath, Sarah stumbled back towards the town, her mind reeling with terror. The townsfolk found her at the edge of the forest the next morning, delirious and raving about the witch. They took her to the local healer, who tended to her wounds and listened to her story with grave concern. The elders of the town gathered and decided it was time to put an end to Eliza Whitmore's curse once and for all. That night, they returned to the ancient pine tree with a priest, who performed a powerful exorcism. The air crackled with energy, and the whispers of the pines grew louder, reaching a fever pitch. But as the exorcism concluded, a calm fell over the forest. The witch's curse had been lifted, her spirit finally at rest. Whispering Pines would never forget the terror that had haunted them for centuries. The town now lived in peace, but the legend of Eliza Whitmore would forever be a reminder of the darkness that can linger in the heart of even the most serene places. And as for Sarah, she left Whispering Pines, vowing never to return to the place where she had come face to face with the vengeful spirit of the Whispering Pines witch. You've survived another tale of terror, but the darkness is never far behind. Join us again for more spine-tingling stories and haunting mysteries. Sweet dreams. Subscribe for more nightmares.